Banished from Earth Classic Game Room broadcasts from the intergalactic space arcade on its never-ending mission to review everything. Welcome to Classic Game Room. Is that a TurboGrafx 16 in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Neither. It's a PC engine, which is the Japanese version of the TurboGrafx 16. Look how cute this is. The core graphics system. It's adorable. And it plays good games. As well as this mug plays a great cup of coffee. You can always tell when I do these on Friday. You can almost hear the collective cry of "It's about damn time" from all of the PC Engine owners out there. Classic Game Room has, at least temporarily, the NEC PC Engine Core Graphics game system. Released in 1987, this is the Japanese version of what we have in the US as the TurboGrafx 16. It's an 8-bit game system with a lot of games that was intended to compete with Nintendo and the Famicom, as well as the Sega Master System. It plays games on these awesome little HuCard things, and the core graphics game system is roughly the same size as the Nintendo Game Boy. This thing is tiny, but it packs a punch. The PC Engine is known for having an excellent game library, particularly if you're into spaceship shooters. Here's a look at the gamepad, which is pretty much the same thing as the TurboGrafx 16 gamepad. It's very comfortable and fun to play games with. But like the TG16, you only get one of them. You have to buy an adapter if you want to use two controllers. Now, the TurboGrafx 16 was released in 1989 in the United States and was unfortunate enough to go head-to-head against the Sega Genesis and then the Super Nintendo. It was a commercial disaster, and this is totally unexpected, by the way. I don't know why this continues to happen on this show. These controllers have a mind of their own. Here's a look at the American TurboGrafx 16, which is enormous compared to the PC Engine. And it's easily twice as unattractive. Sorry, this thing is hideous. I greatly prefer the core graphics, although as you see, they carried over some of these styling cues like those ridges. Like Ruffles potato chips. Those are good. Now, unlike Ruffles, both of these game systems have region encoding. How would one go about region encoding a potato chip? Classic Game Room dares to ask the big questions. The PC Engine kind of reminds me of the Neo Geo. It has a huge fan following. Whereas the Neo Geo is known for good fighting games, the PC Engine is known for good spaceship shooters, many of which were denied to the West. If you're in the market for one, the core graphics game system is not terribly expensive. The price goes way up if you're looking to get one with the CD attachment or the Turbo Duo. Well, I almost never accept loaners on the show anymore because it takes me forever to get to them. This was sent by Brian in Kyle, Texas, who annoyingly wants it back. Now check this out. Brian recommended hooking this up with the Sega Genesis Model 1 power supply as well as some Sega Genesis AV cables. And they work like a champ. Those are also really cheap and easy to find. Now, performance-wise, the PC Engine and TurboGrafx 16 are both very capable game systems. Here's a look at Super Star Soldier, which looks and sounds super! Now, I never had a TurboGrafx 16 growing up. I remember them being sold out of stores at clearance prices, like the Jaguar, because nobody wanted them. There weren't that many big popular titles like Sonic or Mario. Now, if you're looking to step it up to the PC Engine or even the TurboGrafx these days, they're relatively affordable, compared to some other collector's systems like the Neo Geo. The base models also don't have any moving parts, so they should be more reliable than the Panasonic 3DO or the Sega CD. If you're interested, I would check the game catalogs online, but a lot of the titles were also released on Nintendo's Virtual Console for the Wii. It's definitely not unreasonable to collect for the TurboGrafx or the PC Engine, so I want to send two thank yous, one to Brian in Kyle, Texas for loaning the PC Engine, and one to John in Wisconsin for sending the TurboGrafx 16 several years ago. It's had a good home. And yes, I definitely need to collect some more games for it. PC Engine in the house. The games look good, they sound good, and there's a lot of them. It's the PC Engine Core Graphics. It's good. Not as good as the Vectrex, but you know, not everything can be perfect. I love the PC Engine.